Faria. We're learning this holy book called The Path of the Just, Mesillas Yesharim. We're near the end, my dear friends. We're up to chapter 25. And then there's only after this, we only have the trait of holiness to go, which is it's a hard trait. And then that'll be it. That'll be his conclusion. And then, please God, we're going to make a little party. We'll make a party together. And I'm going to ask you to have a nice bottle of wine, maybe to have a nice masanat, and we'll make a siyum. We'll make the party when we finish the book in a few weeks, perhaps. And that will be super exciting to have concluded. It'll be interesting how many of you have been with me from the beginning to conclude the book of Mesillas Yesharim. That'll be amazing. And then maybe we'll have a little discussion, a few options of what the new book should be once we finish this, because Torah needs to continue. Our Sunday night inspiration, please God, will continue. Okay, let's go. This is obviously very auspicious and very pivotal time of our year. We're now in the month of Nisan. We just entered the Zodiac of Aries. I hope you're feeling the difference of energy. The mystics say something very, very deep about Nisan. It's unique and you know, it's interesting, right? Even though the Jewish New Year, everybody, even though the Jewish New Year is Rosh Hashanah, yet we start counting on month. When you go to a Torah primary school, you'll count Nisan, Sivan, Tammuz, Av Elul. You start counting from Nisan. Why do we start counting from Nisan? Because the Jewish people are only born this month. This is when we're born as a people. We're born as the people of the Torah. And Kabbalistically, in certain areas, this is also the root of the year. In fact, the mystics explain that the first 12 days of Nisan, the whole 12 months is rooted in those 12 days. So some mystics would, through what's happened to you in your day, so for example, Shabbat was the first day, Tishri, of Nisan. This is the second. So really, today is encompassing the whole of Taurus, the whole of Iyar. So the mystics would experience of what would happen in their day to kind of know what's going to happen in the month. So it's really important over the next 12 days, try and stay calm, try and stay very serene, try and be tranquil, try and be happy. Nice to see you, my friend Johnny on Facebook. Lots of love, please. Tag your friends so if you enjoyed. It's pivotal, my dear friends. You've really got to access a lot of simcha, a lot of happiness the next 12 days. Really make an effort not to be anxious, make an effort to be calm, to be joyous, to see the good in yourselves, to see good in everyone, to learn a lot more Torah the next 12 days, because these 12 days are going to be definitive for your next 12 months, according to Kabbalah. It's huge. So as I said, today was all about Iyar. Tomorrow will be about Sivan, Gemini. On the fourth day is going to be about Tammuz. You with me? So the first 12 days represents the next 12 months of our lives. So kind of Nisan's already been done and dusted. Hope yesterday was a good day. Today is Iyar. The next few minutes, we're about to move now into, in fact, in London right here, I suppose the next few minutes, we're literally at the crossroads between the second and third. You know, in about 20 minutes, we're about to move in England into the third day, which is the third month of Sivan. Are you with me? So you see, essentially, we're playing with spiritual DNA here, the spiritual DNA going on. So it's really important, as I said, the next 12 days, you up your game. And then critically, straight after those 12 days, we're into now the 3 days before Pesach. And then we're really working on accessing freedom, on getting rid of the chametz. And please join me on Wednesday. Unfortunately, Rabbi Tatz is a little bit unwell and he can't join with us this Wednesday. So I'm afraid you're lumbered with Rabbi Hill, right? I'll do my best to inspire you. And we're going to go into the Kabbalistic roots of what freedom is and what Pesach is, and really try and access what we're going to talk about, the download that's going to be happening this Seder night. And try and allow you to maximize Seder night to the best of our ability. And then maybe Rabbi Tatz will be able to be with us a few days before Pesach. Let's see. For tonight, let's get stuck into chapter 25. And I am sure that the next 45 minutes we're gonna say things that your soul needed to hear. I don't know why. That's the way it works. We believe in divine providence. We believe nothing's random. Specifically, the Torah, the open, nothing is random. It's a specific email to you, and it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a line I'm going to say, which is exactly what James needs to hear, and then probably a different line which Sivan needs to hear, and a different line that Tzvi needs to hear, and another line that Johnny needs to hear, and hopefully, please God, there's going to be something very important you need to hear tonight, which is exactly maybe, which is going to hopefully give you the strength to overcome your Yetzirah and really maximize these next 12 days and help you on your journey. So the chapter is called B'derech Kinyat Hayira. So we spoke a lot the past few weeks about fear of Hashem, about seeing Hashem, about respecting Hashem, about commitment. But now we're going to finally clinch it. And it's the last few pages, how to acquire it. It's like a lot of things in life. You can do a lot of prep, you can do a lot of training, you can do a lot of learning about it, but you haven't necessarily acquired it yet. You can imagine, let's say you've got portfolios and you're looking at properties. You know, the moment you've got to still put the money over to sign the contract until it's yours. What is it going to be? The clincher that you acquire Yiras Hashem, that you acquire this amazing trait, which Isaac really embodied, which Yitzchak embodied, with the trait of Yiras Hashem, the awesomeness of Hashem, really feeling that awesomeness. So says the Ramchal the following: derech kinyas hayira hazo is the way to acquire this type of fear, this type of respect. You need to reflect on two objective realities. You ready? I know, especially men find it very hard to think of two things at one time. You know, women can multitask. It's much easier for you, holy souls. Men were much more in boxes and, whoa, two things at one time. I can't do that. Try. How many men find it hard when you're at work, like to call those in your family and have a nice chat with them? Very hard. It's like, no, I'm in my workbook now. I can't think of anything else but work. That's unfortunately the way Hashem made us, and we have to kind of learn how to deal with that. So the Ramchal saying, you still got to think of two things. What are the two things? Here we go. Number one, first one, Echot, that the divine presence exists everywhere in the world. Number one, which we're going to talk about in a moment and try and understand what that means by that. And number two, that Hashem oversees everything small and great, and nothing is concealed from his sight, neither because of the magnitude of the subject, nor because of its insignificance, which we'll see in a minute. Rather, Hashem sees and comprehends without discrimination great things and small things, the reviled and the esteemed, meaning when you're doing a mitzvah, Hashem is with you. But guess what? When you're letting yourself down, when you're losing your temper, when you're being frivolous, Hashem's there too. So it's not like Hashem comes just for the wedding and then he has to have an invite. We're invited into his world, right? He's always there. Maybe we're not there sometimes, but Hashem is always there. And this is what says the Ramchal. It says in Yesharim, Yeshaya, if you go to Yeshaya, chapter 6, verse 3, a very important word, which maybe let's meditate on a minute. We'll say it a few times. Meloi kol haaretz kavodo. The whole earth is filled with his glory. Let's just say that a few times to yourself. You ready? Close your eyes, everyone. Just close your eyes and just say, the whole earth is filled with his glory. Say in Hebrew again with your eyes closed. Meloi kol haaretz kavodo. Meloi kol haaretz kavodo. Meloi. And when you're saying it, try and understand that Hashem is filling the whole world. Meloi kol haaretz kavodo. Every aspect of the world. Those of you in Turkey, Hashem's there. Those of you in Switzerland, Hashem's there. In Richmond, where Sivan is, Hashem's there. In your room, Hashem's there. Hashem's everywhere. Hashem's everywhere on all the planets. He's in Mars and Mercury and Jupiter. Meloi kol haaretz kavodo. And it's not just he's there, his kavod is there, his greatness is there, his majesty is there. He rules there. He's not merely like a king, like the Queen of England is only the Queen in England. She's not the Queen in Bolivia. She's not the Queen in America, only in England. Hashem is the king everywhere, every aspect in the world, in the ocean, underwater, underground, overground, on all the planets. Hashem is the king everywhere. And if you say in this meditation, Meloi kol haaretz kavodo, let's just think about it once more time, everyone. Just think, Hashem is everywhere. Hashem is everywhere. Hashem is everywhere. Hashem is everywhere. And if you want to sing the song, Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly everywhere. Up, up, down, down, right, left, and all around, here, there, and everywhere. That's where he can be found. You can sing that. Okay, because it's the idea that he's only by the Western Wall, he's only in Shul, he's only with us on Yom Kippur, he's with us Seder night. That's where many people go wrong. Judaism becomes important on Seder night. Again, it's something I kind of a little bit laugh at. People who are super, almost anti-religious throughout the year and anti-Jewish throughout the year. Oh, but Seder night, we've got to get together as a family. Make sure you come back. Make sure we have family together. Make sure we have matzah. Like, why? I thought you didn't believe in God and didn't believe in the Torah. Like, really? Is it so important? Oh my gosh, of course, my parents did it and their parents did it. It's a very important, like, why? It's fascinating. Now, those of you who know me and I've spoken to you personally, Kabbalistically, the reason why is because it's one of the mitzvot, like Yom Kippur, that Hashem says is a chok olam, it's an eternal decree. You can run, you can't hide. I'm coming to spend time with you, whether you like it or not. You might be as anti as they come, but you're having Seder night with me, because that's what we do as the Jewish people. Am Yisrael Chai. So you're part of Am Yisrael, you're having Seder night, whether you like it or not. You're with me, says Hashem. And James is doing the little dance of Am Yisrael Chai. Why not? So that's the problem. Some people don't say Malai Kol Haaretz Kavoda. They say sometimes he's in the world. Sometimes he's around. Sometimes it's relevant. Sometimes, as we say in Hebrew, ze relevanti. I love that word, right? Come up with the new one, at least in Hebrew. Come on, relevanti, really? Right? Some famim ze relevanti. Sometimes Judaism is relevanti. Lo nachon. Kol hazman ze relevanti. 24/7. From the moment you breathe when we wake up in our lives, to the moment we leave this world, ze relevanti. Always. Hashem's everywhere. Hashem is with us in the hospital room. He's with us when we're sleeping. By the way, he's with you even more when you're sleeping, because you're mamash up there in the higher worlds with Hashem. So, oh my gosh, that's why some of you message me a lot about your dreams, because your dreams are off the charts, because your soul isn't confined by the matrix. Your soul isn't confined by the limitations of this world. You're unconfined, you're unlimited, you're able to aspect a little bit more of Maloi Kol Haaretz Kavoda. You're able to feel even past, present, future more. That's why you can see into the future. You might see into the past. Right now, we're constrained by past, present, future. If you can't see into the future, go to sleep. Your soul rises to Gan Eden. All of a sudden, the fun can begin. Hashem is like, would you like to have a look at what happened like 300 years ago in your past life? Come, let's check this out. And then you're having this dream. Or, come and check out what's going to be happening in 3 weeks' time. And it's amazing. And it's really cool. And enjoy it, because it's ironic. It's much easier to access this Maloi Kol Haaretz Kavoda when we're not limited. But here's the crux, my friends. Our job is in this world now while you're alive. On the 2nd of Nisan, going into the 3rd of Nisan. Tovshin Pei Base 5782. Let's feel genuinely, intellectually, emotionally. Hashem is everywhere. Everywhere. He's with me everywhere. Wherever you go, he's with me. And then it says in Yirmiyahu 23, chapter 23, verse 24. God says, behold, I fill the heavens and the earth. Which is interesting. In other words, why do we need both? Because the first one just said Hashem's on the earth. Now we're saying, by the way, it's not just on the earth. It's in the heavens. And by the way, the heavens don't mean the sky. The heavens mean, the heavens mean the spiritual world, the celestial world. One thing we're going to learn on Seder night, I'll give you a little treat of what's coming on Wednesday. We're going to speak about the number 4. Number 4 is constant over Seder night. Lots of 4s, 4 questions, 4 cups of wine, 4 psalms, 4 ways to get rid of chametz, 4 expressions of redemption. And the mystics explain one of the reasons why. Listen to this, my friends. This physical world we're in isn't all there is. There's another 3 worlds going on at the same time. It's called in Kabbalah Abiyah, which is the world of the highest one is called the world of Atzilut. And then Bria, and then Yitzirah, so there's creation, formation, and then finally we're living in the Asiyah. So right now there's 3 parallel universes, and on Seder night we're actually being able to really make a difference to all 4 at the same time. So these kind of spiritual parallel worlds going on. And right now, what's amazing is we're learning Torah right now. We're affecting all the four worlds, which is off the charts. So that's what it means in this pasuk. Es hashamayim ani molei, I fill the heavens. He's there as well. And then even higher than that, there's Gan Eden. There's the world to come. There's what was there before the world. There's kind of the worlds of Ein Sof, the worlds of infinity. So Hashem is there as well. This is the smallest part of creation, ironically, right? This is the smallest part of what's out there. This is this tiny, puny, dreamlike experience. So Hashem is a lot more than on earth. And that's what this pasuk is telling us. And then it says in Tehillim, chapter 113, verse 5. Mika Hashem, Elokeinu, Hamagbihi Lashaves, right? Which means, who is Hashem? This is a very deep pasuk. Who, though enthroned on high, lowers himself to look upon the heavens and the earth. He uses this world like a footstool. Has any of you, when you sit on the couch, got like a place where you can place your feet? So the mystics explain Hashem is sitting back, relaxing, and putting his feet down into this world. So whatever this means on a spiritual metaphoric illusion, but in a certain sense, Hashem is coming down to see us. They call it in Kabbalah. Hashem says, I desire the dar b'tachtonim, to live down with you. So Hashem is living in Richmond. He's living in Austria with James, living in Switzerland with Cyril. He's living in Turkey with Verda. Everywhere. He's with all of us. And he's kind of like, in a certain sense, lowering himself into our lower reality, using us like a footstool, whatever that means. And then it says, also in Tehillim, by the way, that line was from Hallel. So we're going to be doing lots of Hallel over Pesach. I really hope you're going to say Hallel, something really important to say. Hallel, which is from Tehillim, chapter 113 to chapter 118. He's saying that on the 8 days of Pesach, please do. Very important to. And by the way, it's going to go into a little promo for Wednesday night, something for you to think about. We normally only say Hallel in the day. We're only allowed to say Hallel in the day. Yeah, on Seder night, we're going to say it at night. We're going to speak about that. So we're going to say Hallel on the night of Seder, which is next Friday night and Saturday night. You should even say it in synagogue and then again in the Seder. And then we say it in the morning as well. So you're going to be saying Hallel Friday night and Saturday morning, Saturday night and Sunday morning, and then Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, Shabbos morning, for those outside Israel. And Shabbos morning in Israel, if you're keeping only one day, it's no longer Pesach. So I hope you got that. So lots of Hallels, my friends. We're going to be saying a lot of, in that verse about Hashem being on high and lowering himself into this world is from Hallel. I think it's in Psalm 113. And then finally, in Psalm 138, it says the following: Hashem is exalted, yet he sees the lowly, and to the haughty, he will make himself known from afar. Whoa, now we're talking. Have you ever felt when you say, I feel Hashem is distant from me? I'm not accessing the Wi-Fi at the moment. I feel disconnected. Guess what? You pull the plug out. That's what happens. It's like when you can't get Wi-Fi, it's often because the plug's out. One of the ways the plug is out, says Tehillim, is through being arrogant, for being vain, from being egotistical, which is another promo for Wednesday night. Chametz is not allowed because it represents haughtiness and represents arrogance. And the question we're going to ask, and it's ironically, it's kind of a bit of a gag, I'm going to say now, food for thought, because it's chametz for thought. And here's the Arizal's famous question. We're going to speak about it on Wednesday. If chametz is so evil that even if you have a tiny little drop of it on Pesach, our soul, God forbid, is cut off from the Jewish people because it's full of ego. And as we just now see, if you're full of ego, Hashem is far, then why for the other 51 weeks of the year is it a mitzvah to have bread? A mitzvah to have chametz. On Rosh Hashanah, we're having bread. On Shabbos Kodesh, on the holiest day of the week, we have bread. We have huge pieces of bulky challah, which Sivan bakes beautifully, right? So I don't get it. Is it evil or not? It's so evil on Pesach. Whoa, you can't even own it. You can't even smell it. So if it's that bad, we should never have it. So then why do we relish it for the other 51 weeks? Which Jewish people hasn't had a smoked salmon bagel in their life, right? That's a big part of Judaism, smoked salmon bagels, right? So that's part of Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai because of smoked salmon bagels. So the point is, if it's so egotistical and that creates a distance from Hashem, why do we relish it? So that's something for you to think about. I'd like answers on Wednesday night, please, when we come to it. But for now, we see once again that Hashem pulls the plug when we get egotistical. In fact, the Gemara says, Hashem says, I can live with you in most areas. I can be with you. Kind of, you could be doing many sins, but I'll still be with you. However, if you're vain and you get arrogant, I'm out. See ya. And now, by the way, we know, what does it mean? He's out. Malay kol haaretz kavodo, he's everywhere. So it means we can't get access, but he's there. He's just very hidden. He's super duper concealed. You're just really covered over the lights. He's obviously still there. And all we need to do is to shiver and bang, you're back connected again. We're reconnected again. But what I'm trying to get at, then if any of you have felt this over the past few days or the past few months, you felt really that Hashem's distant for you. Maybe he's not listening to your prayers. He doesn't like, some people say, Hashem doesn't like me. Hashem hates me. He hates me. He doesn't want to talk to me. I've got news for you. He loves you tremendously. And ironically, when you're feeling that distance, he's loving you even more. When my kids are upset, my love for them is even more. It's just that there's going to be a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons could be that you pulled the plug out. One of the reasons could be you went into a low place. One of the reasons could be maybe you went into a very egotistical place. And by the way, sometimes in depression, it can sometimes be self-indulgent. And that, once again, can come from a place of ego, can come from that. And then we pull out the God socket, and that's why we feel distant. So the Ramchal is saying that in order to fear Hashem, we have to feel God. We have to see Hashem everywhere. See, and that's why, as the Kotzker Rebbe, as Rav Kook says, and the Siva Shalom says, the word Yirah comes from the word Re'eh, to see. You've got to start seeing Hashem more in your life, which we'll get to in a minute. Next paragraph. Then he says, V'keivan, and since Shispareli, once it becomes clear to a person that wherever he may be, please God, I've got a wedding in Switzerland tomorrow. So I'll be giving you a wave, Cyril, from the window of the plane as I arrive in Zurich. Hashem's there too. On the plane, he's there. In the airport, he's there. In other words, even if you go out of your comfort zone, Hashem's everywhere. And my job will be to see Hashem, to see what messages he sends me tomorrow over the next 24 hours while I'm traveling. How's he going to be communicating with me? And if you can always feel, and this is the beginning of the Ramah, Moshe Islis writes at the beginning of the Code of Jewish Law, his commentary on it. We've spoken about this in the past. The famous verse, Shivishi Hashem Lenegdi Tomid. I set Hashem before me. I see the Yud and the Hey and the Vav and the Hey of Hashem's name before me 24/7. So before I depart, before the plane lifts off, I'm going to be saying what's called Tfilas HaDerech. Straight away, I ask Hashem for protection. If I eat, I make a blessing. Hopefully, I've got the talk to prepare on Wednesday night. I'm going to be learning Torah on the flight. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're still connecting. You could be flying, you could be on holiday. You're always connected. And then once you feel Hashem is with you, it's like if I was with you in the room, you're going to act in a certain way, I hope, because the rabbi's with me, and you'll be on your best behavior. I always laugh when I speak to people, when they see it's like Rabbi Hill's on the phone. I ask how are you? Oh, Baruch Hashem. All of a sudden they give me the whole Baruch Hashem shtick. It's like, do you really say Baruch Hashem like when your mate Trevor calls you up and says, how you doing? It's really, oh, Baruch Hashem. I kind of doubt it. It's more like, yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm good, right? So it's funny. So on one hand, you're not really being honest when you're speaking to me. On the other hand, maybe you're being very honest. It's the real you coming out, right? It's maybe the genuine real you. But the point is, we act differently when our rabbi's in the room, when our parents in the room. If a great tzaddik was in the room, you'd act very differently. And if you really felt Hashem's presence in the room, you wouldn't do half the stuff that you get up to. And the reason, and we're going to speak about it shortly, how is it possible? This is the real question. How is it possible that really intellectually and emotionally know that Hashem's there and feel Hashem's presence, how is it possible we can sin so much? How is it possible that you might be really, really inspired right now and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to sin again? In like 2 minutes, or maybe 30 seconds, or maybe 10 seconds after I finish, you're back to sinning again. How does that work? Like if you can do 5 minutes, that'll be awesome. 5 minutes after we finish, like no sinning till 9:05, that could be an improvement. So how does that work, my friends? How does that work? That you know Hashem's there, feel Hashem's there, and yet, so I'll tell you the clue. The Talmud says, and maybe it's worth just for this piece of Talmud to understand, the only reason we sin is shenichnas by rashtus, is that a place of insanity comes into our head. Sinning is really insane, meaning once you know that God's there, one, and two, you know the Torah is true, which we'll speak about in a minute. You've got to be ravingly insane to then go against his will. But unfortunately, we're capable of being insane. It's possible. Because the Yetzer Hara is a clever little thing. Listen what it does. It disconnects you from your brain, from your thought process, from your logic, from your sense, from your common sense, from a Hebrew word, from your das. And it takes you in Kabbalah to a place of cutness, to a place of lower. And that's why sometimes when people drink, it's really interesting what happens. Some people, when they drink, you know, when I have a nice little l'chaim now, one of the reasons I do is to allow me to channel better and to kind of get out of my head and able to really just share with you Torah without almost thinking, just sharing. I'm not getting in the way. But if, God forbid, someone's just in a place of, they just want to go party and they go and drink, then often the Yetzer Hara can get involved and then turns off your logic button, turns off Hashem's there button. All of a sudden, it stops you remembering Hashem. How do people have affairs? Let's say someone is having an amazing relationship with they're really in love with their spouse. But yeah, they go away on a business trip and Rahman al-Islam, God forbid, they have an affair. One of the reasons they do it is the Yetzer Hara is able just to stop them focusing on how much they love their spouse at that moment, and it distracts them. The Yetzer Hara creates a distraction technique. My friends, we have to learn how not to be distracted. That's it. That's what tonight's about. How can we not be distracted in our spiritual life? How can we stay in love with Hashem, feeling in love, and not forget that love, and not forget that we're in love? How can we stay on course? Stay connected, stay consistent. That's the secret, says the Ramchal. Consistency. If you, like, as we said, we made that meditation, Hashem's everywhere. If you never make another meditation, you see the Yud, and see the Hey, and see the Vav, and see the Hey. Or you look at one of Hashem's names, you look at it, you just see it in front of you, and you're feeling Hashem's presence. So how is it possible 2 minutes later to sin? So the way the Yetzer Hara does it, it turns off, it places off it distracts you. It's like now you're thinking something else. So we have to learn not to be distracted. We have to learn, even when you're relaxing, even when you're chilling, even when you're eating, Hashem's still there. That's one of the reasons you make a blessing when you eat. So therefore eating doesn't become a distraction from your spiritual experience. It actually becomes a spiritual experience. Even when you eat, start thinking about, let's eat slowly. Let's not eat like a glutton. Let's start maybe enjoying my food more. It's a very interesting thing. Next time you eat, try it. Just eat a lot slower. And just like stop, like breathe slowly. Just take a bit of a step and try and taste it and enjoy it and appreciate it. And thank Hashem. Or instead of people gobbling up their food like a little piggy, right? We're not piggies. What can I tell you? Baruch Hashem, you know, we are holy souls. We don't have to act like pigs. We're not pigs. So let's not act like a pig. And that will be a way not to be distracted. So now let's go back to the Ramchal. Says the Ramchal, if you can just stay seeing Hashem in front of you the whole time, you're not going to sin. You're not going to be distracted. And that's what it says in Pirkei Avot. We've spoken about this before. Da mala mala mincha. Such a beautiful, maybe check it out. If James is still there, put a link on from Sefaria. It's Pirkei Avot, chapter 2, Mishnah 1. So I'm going to tell you what the Ramchal says, and I'm going to tell you what the Baal Shem Tov says, which is off the charts. It's worth coming again just to hear this Baal Shem Tov. You've really lucked out because Hashem has just put it into my head now. Da mala mala mincha, says the Mishnah. No, mala mala mincha. So the simple explanation, I wanted to say the Baal Shem Tov straight away. I couldn't help myself, but I've got to calm down. I'm not going to gobble my food. It's going to be calm. Da mala mala mincha. No, what is above you? No, that Hashem's above you. Always know Hashem's above you. And then specifically says the Mishnah, ayin roya. It's an eye that sees. Oizen shamas. It's an ear that listens. V'chol ma'asecha b'sefer nichtovim. And all your deeds are inscribed in the book. Do you know, Sivan? There's a Sivan Joss book. There's a Tzvi Tendler book. There's a James Moser book. And that book is a really interesting movie. It's going to be really cool. Hopefully I'm going to be a bit in it, which is nice. I'm looking forward to playing the rabbi part. And it's your life. Your book's your life. We all have what's called a Megillah. Like we've got Megillas Esther, there's going to be Megillas Tzvi, Megillas Sivan, Megillas Cyril. We've got a Megillah, we've got a scroll. Nothing's forgotten. The only thing that can be erased is the sins that we do through Teshuvah. By the way, God forbid that something else can be erased. God forbid 1,000 times. If someone regrets a mitzvah, if someone regrets a good act, you give charity. Can't believe I gave. I really regret giving. Never say that, because you can erase the mitzvah, God forbid. And really never say the following. Never say like tonight, I can't believe I wasted an hour listening to that rabbi. Please never say that, because then God forbid this amazing mitzvah that we're all partaking in, God forbid, could be erased. So let's not say that. But what we need to always remember, Hashem's watching, there's this video, there was once, it was really weird a few years back. We made a video for my organization that I work for about maybe 20 years ago. And they thought, I don't have no idea why they thought, it would be a really fun idea to do, like, what's the life of a rabbi for 24 hours? Really silly idea. And they got someone to follow me around with a video camera. So I was like driving, I was being videoed, I was going from my classes to this, that. And I tell you, it was amazing, because whilst I was being recorded, oh my gosh, I was on my best behavior. I was like perfect Rabbi Hill-ish, right? I was like on my best, because like, hello, I better not like lose my cool while I'm driving. I better not get stressed. I better not show a bit of frustration, because like, who knows who could see this? I might show this to the whole dinner in front of 500 people and I might get the sack. So let's be on my best behavior. And then I thought afterwards, Rabbi Hill, you absolute hypocrite, you joker. Hashem's always recording you. Why do I need to be on my best behavior? Because I've got some Charlie with a video camera. God's got the video camera 24/7, and that's okay when I'm driving by myself and no one's in the car, that I can maybe show a little bit of frustration when I drive. Hashem's there. So what? I am only on my best behavior because I've got some human being with a video camera? That's rubbish. And it really changed my life. Amazing. That made me always think whenever I've got it. I don't know if you've been sometimes in taxis where like you're being videoed. Do you know that? You know, sometimes like in life, you're being videoed. You go to people's homes, you're being videoed. Maybe Sivan's like got the nanny on video without her realizing you've got hidden cameras everywhere, right? So imagine there's hidden cameras everywhere in your bedroom. Everywhere there's hidden cameras. And I've got news for you. When we do a mitzvah in the next world, that's going to be on video. It's going to be up in lights. And what's amazing will be the people that you've helped will really get to see it. And they'll get to see who you really are. The bad news is, God forbid when we do a sin behind someone's back, in closed doors, when people are hypocritical, and on one hand, they're trying to be one persona, but then privately, they're living a double life and they're not being the nicest people. Guess what? Everybody's going to see them. There's no hiding place in the afterlife. There's no hiding place in our what's called Yom Hadin HaGadol. So we've got to always be conscious that we're being watched. We've always got to be conscious that the camera's being on us. And Hashem's holding that video camera, watching. And the Ramchal says, when you're always feeling that Hashem, I want you to think about that. Just imagine next time you're in the car, you are being videoed. Just imagine, as soon as we leave this class tonight, just imagine there's this hidden camera following you around. Just imagine That hidden camera comes to my house and the rabbi's watching you. Now, I wonder how you feel. Would you do what you normally do, or would you okay, I'm on best behavior, don't want to upset the rabbi, right? So let's see if that helps. Now, I promised you a bit of the Baal Shem Tov, which I nearly gave away at the beginning because it's so gorgeous. So here's the genius of the Baal Shem Tov. What the Baal Shem Tov does, it takes the Hebrew and just takes it to just a crazy place. Because the simple explanation was, Da mala mala mincha. Know that God is above you. Know that what is above is above you. But the Baal Shem Tov says, let's translate it and go deep. Da, says the Baal Shem Tov, no, mala mala. What happens in the higher worlds? The way Hashem sends divine providence to you, mimcha, is from you. You are causing your providence. What's happening to your world is coming from you. You are the cause of your challenges. You are the cause of someone shouting at you today. You are the cause of everything that comes around us. If you do good, Baruch Hashem, you created that positivity. It's called the law of attraction, and it's called your inner world creates a magnetic force around you, and you attract that which you know and you think, and therefore, before you go to sleep tonight, you start having total visualization of the salvation that you want, and start knowing it's going to come true, and start seeing what's going to look like. So whatever that salvation is, if you're looking for a soulmate, start really thinking of that soulmate. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for just to feel loved, if you start really seeing that, knowing that, wanting that, yearning for that, but actually knowing it's going to happen and doing that to yourself, you'll create a new reality around you. It's so deep. I said I could speak for hours about this idea. The way Hashem interacts is coming from you. It's amazing. It's very liberating, my friends, because basically the things that you want in life, our job isn't to rest on our laurels and help that God saves us. You save yourself, Hashem's going to do it tenfold. You've got to save yourself. Your rabbi can't save you. The doctor can't save you. Your bank manager can't save you. Only you can save you. And then you activate that I'm saving myself. And then Hashem swoops in and really saves you. And that's the idea of da mala mala mincha. So deep, so amazing. Hope you enjoyed that. And then says the Ramchal, since the providence of Hashem relates to everything, and Hashem sees all and hears all, certainly all these will leave an imprint. They're inscribed in the book, whether for good or for bad. Next page. Then he says the following. This, however, will only be engraved in a person's mind by constant reflection and much observation. What I had to do in yeshiva, because in yeshiva, we learn a lot of Talmud, we learn a lot about Jewish law, but the yeshiva always mandated at least every day for half an hour to learn this book, because this book will just tune you back in to Hashem, which is amazing. So you can learn Torah for 10 hours, but not be tuned into Hashem, because it could be such an intellectual, complicated experience. So every day of your lives, I recommend you need to spend a bit of time on a book like this, on a book which brings about emunah. So I've given to some of you Garden of Emunah, that works. Any book which helps you reflect on our spiritual path, on what we're here for, to help you see that the God's with us 24/7. Any book that does that, we need to do that, but every day. It can't be once a week, because what's going to be for the other 6 days of the week? So there needs to be that constant, says the Ramchal. And then he says, since this is far removed from our senses, if God forbid, let's say you watch a movie, right? You watch a movie. Within 2 minutes of that movie, you're now entrenched in that movie. So then all of a sudden you're being distracted, and then it's very easy to be disconnected from your true path. The mind will only be able to picture it after profound analysis and observance. And even after he's drawn a clear picture in his mind, it can disappear easily if it's not worked on diligently. It's almost like those bubbles that you blow, these bubbles, it's very easy to pop. And, do you know how many people I know that know this book so well and learned so much and were so close to Hashem, and now they're a million miles away from their spiritual path. They've just been so disconnected. They're going on a different path. They're lost. It's so easy to get lost. All of you listening right now, never be complacent. Never think, hey, I've arrived. It's easy. Always know the Yetzer Hara is a cunning rogue, and it will try and get you however great you become. It's never over till it's over. As we say, I don't know if it's not politically correct to say anymore, but I suppose you can say it's not over till the fat lady sings. Right? Probably definitely not politically correct. Right? I apologize for anyone that was offended by that. Right? But that's what they say about the opera. Right? It's not over till it's over. So Rabbi Yochanan Kohen Gadol, he was the great Rabbi Yochanan for 80 years, and yet he became a heretic. So if he can become a heretic, we can, God forbid, could become a heretic. So just because you've had an hour listening to Path of the Just, it doesn't mean, hey, I'm now going to experience Gan Eden with Moshe Rabbeinu. That's it. I've reached the level of Moshe Rabbeinu because I learned for an hour. I'm good. The next time I have to worry about Judaism is like on Pesach. No, every day we've got to be growing. Every day we've got to be connected. Every day we've got to be doing good. Every day of your lives, you should be A, praying, B, learning Torah, C, doing good in this world, being kind. There's three pillars the world stands on: Torah, Avodah, Gemilut Chasadim, every single day of your life without fail, even if you're not well, even if you're on holiday. Those three things need to happen to keep you spiritually alive, spiritually sustained, to feed your soul. There's got to be consistency. And then the next paragraph, the Ramchal says, therefore, what emerges from this is that in the same manner that serious reflection is the method needed for acquiring fear, so is distraction with the cessation of analysis the greatest cause of its loss. Whether this is the result of anxieties or intent, the Ramchal is saying something very deep. One of the biggest tricks of the Yetzer Hara is to say, oh my gosh, I'm really worried. I'm really anxious. I'm feeling really anxious. I'm feeling really wrong. Worry and anxiety, guess what? All of a sudden, your mind's full of worry and anxiety. And guess what? Hashem is out of your mind. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. And all of a sudden, you're thinking of other things. So be very careful about worry and anxiety. And actually, this is the way you're meant to do it. Those who were with me 2 weeks ago in my Power of Emunah share, if you didn't listen to it again. Another quick plug, if you haven't yet subscribed to J Network 613, seriously, what are you doing in your life? So please, please, please do that and get all your friends and family to subscribe as well. Very simple. Like when you go to your friend's house, just like get their phone, go to YouTube and just subscribe for them. It's quite simple. And tell them they got to listen to one talk a day for the rest of their lives, apart from Shabbos. So here's the thing. This book, I super recommend. It's called Permission to Believe, written by a friend of mine, Rabbi Lawrence Kellerman. And he's got another blue one over here, something I prepared earlier, called Permission to Receive, Permission to Believe, Permission to Receive. I really recommend you buy these books. Because according to this chapter, we need to, first of all, intellectually understand how Hashem is in this world. Like if I would say to you, those of you with me on Zoom, whoa, so coincidental. I just turn on my computer and I'm just seeing your faces. That's really freaky, man. That's really, whoa, that's off the charts. Like some electrical crazy current just came and randomly combusted and hey, we're just now all connected to each other. If any of you would say that it's a random lucky coincidence that we're all connected now, you'd think I was barking mad. You'd think I really wasn't being intelligent at all. And yet, how many so-called intelligent people will say that the whole universe, the human body, the whole of humanity has come from a random coincidence? There was a big bang, which created evolution. 15 billion years later, we've all evolved. And this is all a concept, a consequence of randomness. That's bonkers. You know, this iPhone, to say this iPhone just happened to chance into becoming an iPhone. Impossible. And what this book, Permission to Believe, does is it gives you rational, scientific explanations for how we know intellectually that Hashem created the world, which is really important because we don't believe in blind faith. Like we're not like other religions, which is just believe. Just believe. And if you don't believe, you're going to hell. So you better believe. That's called a cult. That's really scary. Guess what? Judaism is not a cult. Judaism is about using your brain, using your intelligence, using your own journey to work out that Hashem's there. And by doing that, as we said, the Pirkei Avos, da malam mincha. No, not believe because the rabbi says to the God's there. It's not going to work. Blind faith doesn't work because when you go through problems in life, that blind faith isn't enough. You need to hold. It's called, the author is Instagram, Lawrence Kellerman, amazing man. He was professor of Harvard and then became a leading rabbi in Jerusalem. One of my role models and someone I love dearly, and I really recommend. And you can also look him up on an amazing website called www.simpletoremember.com and actually watch him deliver it live, which is also super cool. So, and there are two questions you need to grasp. Number one, intellectually, God created the world, step one. And then step two, intellectually, that's the red book. And then step two, it's like the blue pill and the red pill. And step two, the blue book, how do we know the Torah is true? Because everything that we're learning tonight comes from the Torah. But if we don't intellectually know the Torah is true, then it could just be a fairy story like Harry Potter, or like other books, or like other even potential religions that we can have respect for, but we don't think is authentic and true. So how do we know the Torah is true? Because as we've said, please don't believe a word I'm saying just because I'm saying it. You need to source it. There needs to be a source somewhere in the Bible or in the Talmud. There's got to be a source. There's no source, like what I say when I'm eating my chips without ketchup. If there's no source, it's not going to be good, right? There's got to be source. There's got to be a source. There's got to be a root. And you've got to work out, and through this blue book, I've given it to David, I've given it to some others of you, we need to know intellectually that Hashem gave us the Torah. And then when you intellectually know that A, there's God, B, that Hashem gave us the Torah, now we can start emotionally really connecting, because then you know you're not connecting to some phantom, cool, wacky experience. You're really, you're connecting to truth. You're connecting to truth, which that's what makes Judaism so beautiful, because it's truth. One last thing before we do the last paragraph. With Zodiac of Aries, we spoke about anxiety and fear. When someone has anxiety and fear, says Rav Tzadok, it's actually come from Hashem, not to distract you the way the Yetzer Hara wants you to, to help you pray for the thing that Hashem wants you to pray for. So for example, if someone's a little bit fearful, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get married. So that means daven. Hashem says daven, because if you daven, then it can come. But what do most people do? They get fearful and then they get lost in the fear. And then ironically, that fear disconnects them from Hashem, as opposed to drives them to Hashem. The truth is, says Rav Tzadok HaKohen, that when you're upset and when you're anxious, Hashem wants to hear from you. That's an invitation to Hashem's office saying, I'd like to have a little chat with you. Come and chat with me now, please. But what do? We get so worried about fear and anxiety, we don't call God, we call the therapist, or we call our friend, or we call the bottle of whiskey, or we call the romantic song that's going to make you cry even more, and then you just continue to be upset and exacerbate the upset, and you get more and more and more distant from Hashem. So it's a very deep idea. When you're fearful and anxious, Hashem wants to hear from you. It means Hashem wants you to pray, so then Hashem can give you the blessing. Let's just finish off the chapter. Then Hashem says the following. The idea is rooted in what Hashem said in Devarim, shall be with him, and he shall study in the days of his life to learn to fear Hashem. From here, we are taught that the learning how to fear can only be accomplished, and this is the clinch, everybody, through what's called in Hebrew, hatmada, uninterrupted study. Our job, your mission, should you choose to accept it, my friends, is to learn Torah in an uninterrupted way, to become masmidim, to become people like Reb Chaim Kanievsky, who push themselves in a beautiful way and get up early. You know, I went to a wedding yesterday. I went to a ufraf yesterday. If someone's about to get married, and they were saying about the groom, and this was someone that didn't used to like learning, that now he's at a place, he wakes up at 5:30 every morning. This is a 21-year-old boy that wakes up 5:30 every morning to start learning. And his father, the rabbi, says, you put me to shame. And I'm so proud of you. Because if you really want to achieve things in life, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just done like waking up at 10 o'clock. Like the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says, one of the things that can get us to hell, God forbid, is morning sleep, sleeping in. Very interesting. People who sleep in, they're losing precious hours of the day of which you could be maximizing your potential. You haven't got time to sleep in for crying out loud. You shouldn't be sleeping in. And you shouldn't go to bed too early unless your doctor's prescribing that. But generally, healthy people, so much more can be achieved. Generally, people sleep generally a little bit too much. And we definitely waste so much time. The great Chazon Ish one day was upset. I told some of you, he wasted 6 minutes in a year. Most people waste 6 minutes every 7 minutes. We have to learn to maximize our time and to be what's called masmidim, to push ourselves in our Torah study, and critically, my friends, to do it in an uninterrupted way. Like right now, when you're even able to listen to a talk, I'm very impressed with some of you, you're really focused. Other people, I can see you've got your phone on, and other people coming into the room, and you're chatting, and you've got another 10 things, and you're watching a movie in the background, and the news is going on in the background, and there's lots of things going on, and I'm not judging you because thank God you're here and it's all good and it's all good. But guess what? It's much better to be totally exclusively focused. And that's the way we need to learn, to be exclusive, Let's learn how to be exclusive with Hashem. Told you, it's a bit like you're going out for a date and you got your phone on in the middle of the date and you're like going down social media and you're just like flicking. So you're on your date. Are you joking? It's mad. Do you know people spend years on their apps to finally get the date and they go on the date and they're back on their phone? Jokers, put the phone away. Like people literally, oh, it's the phone. It's like, I'm going to get ill if my phone's like not in front of me. No, you won't. You actually get a lot healthier. So what the Ramchal is saying is we need to learn to be masmidim, examine the way the verse is worded so that he learns to fear. This is because fear of this kind is not something that's naturally grasped. To have real Yiras Hashem, to really see Hashem is a learning. It's learning. You need to learn about this. This book you need to go through many times. I've gone through this book many times, and I'm still learning new material every time I go through it. Every time. You know, it says in the Talmud, some people learn things 400 times. And only after 400 times do you know it. And by the way, you can go through my talks on J Network, on the YouTube channel, all the Path of the Just, from talk number 1. So even if some of you have only joined like midway, you can go back to the beginning and do it alongside the book. So please do. And please revise it because this is so deep. This means that one should reflect upon and delve this matter all the time. Finally, he quotes from King David, Hayreini Hashem darkecha, one of my favorite lines from verses. Hashem, show me the way. Let me walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name. Unite my heart to fear your name. And maybe just say that over and over in prayer sometimes. Hashem, unite my heart to fear your name. Yachid levovi liyoshemecha. Basically say to Hashem, I'd like you to before you go to sleep, Hashem, help me achieve Yiras Hashem. Hashem, help me enjoy fearing you. Hashem, help me see you. See me and let me see you. See me, see you. And we have to pray for it. And it's such a beautiful prayer. You should pray to love Hashem. You should pray to learn Torah. You should pray to give charity. You should pray to pray. Because if you're not getting the message, everything you want in life comes from prayer. You just need, if you want it, don't moan about it. Don't cry about it. Pray for it. And then it will happen. So my dear friends, that's the end of chapter 25. I hope, as I said, at least something that we said tonight resonated with you.